Good morning. Today is day 2 of the beta launch for Mighty Process Server, the MPS dashboard. Really excited about it, and today I just want to do a little quick video so we could be like sniper ninjas, beta testing only the products that are currently live, or should I say in beta testing. As you can see over here on the left hand side, we have some of the coolest tools grayed out. They will be basically every day. I'm going to release a couple of these tabs once they're fully functional and or once they're mostly functional, so that we could test them. And so what I want to talk to you about today is some of the foundational stuff that'll help you get your profile set up, and you might actually start getting some jobs through the system. Payments are turned off right now, so you'd need to have them pay you by check or something. But this is going to be, we're going to have that turned on here in the next few days. But just to kind of get us started here, we're going to beta test some stuff. So the first thing is on your dashboard, I'm going to add an onboarding widget. I've decided here at the top of recent activity for people who are new. They'll basically give them a list of things to do, maybe over here under quick actions. That will help them get their profile set up and everything, because when you first become a member, you don't know what you don't know. And the fact is, like, you have the highest powered, directory engine on your side, right? Like, all of the members who are paying members are already added to the system, but not all of them are beta testers. So they may end up becoming beta testers as they get quote requests through the system, as we already have a public domain live. But what's really cool is if somebody searches, let's just say Houston, the person that shows up is Adele with Rhino Justice, right? So what you want to do is you want to make sure you want to come to your profile, and if you signed up as a beta tester, I asked you these questions and you answered them, and hopefully this is correct as soon as you sign in. But if you haven't, or you're brand new, a lot of this stuff will not be in here yet. So what they do is they hit a request a bid, and it takes them to a sign up page. So currently it's not live, right? But they can still look you up, and So let's go into my test account here, and let's see. I want to show you a couple things. So right here you have your user settings. This is where you go if you want to set light or dark mode to be there all the time. This is also where you upload your photo to show up inside of the community, which we're going to get to in a second. Your personal information, this is how you appear on the community and other areas as a server, as an individual. You have your address, you have your community profile. All of your user settings and community related stuff is going to be here, because you could be a user in an organization with 50 people, okay? And so as a user, as a community member, you can have some individuality, okay? Or maybe you decide you don't want any community messages. You can just click mute, and if you click mute, it will turn off. You won't be able to receive DMs or anything from the community, because maybe you just want to use it as an app. Beta testers are not allowed to do this because I need your feedback. Like, if you're beta testing, you need to be posting in the community and everything. So that way we can make this the very best app. And then just make sure you hit save changes, and then that's how you're going to show up when you go to the community and you click on members. This is all of the individual profile members. These are people who you can actually just click on them. You can actually hit send message, and you can actually start communicating with other members right here inside of the system, which is pretty cool. This way it can become kind of like a hive mind, like a mastermind, where all of the top professionals can come in here and network with each other, which is kind of what we have on the school platform already. But this is diving in a little deeper. Okay, so that's your members tab, and this is your community. But let me go back to the profile menu, okay? You have your billing and plans. If you're beta testing, you're automatically getting the upgrade from premium to enterprise. If you're not a beta tester, you're welcome to come in starting June 1st. I'm sorry, but we do need a little bit of gap to make sure this is the very best tool for our members. But you on June 1st, you'll be able to sign up for one of these plans, and we will go live to the public so that everyone can get in here and start having fun. You're welcome to sign up for a free account and go check out the community. You just can't engage or create jobs or do anything really, but watch. Okay. So, okay, yeah. So the next thing, probably the most important thing, is on the organization settings. So when you come here, we're going to get to invoicing later. But when you come here, your service instructions, everything having to do with your company. So if you work for a company and you're trying to set everything up so that it's fast, so every time you want to enter a new job and give specific service instructions, you can add them here. You can edit them, right? You can do all that. Now for the bid board, we'll get to that in future videos, but you can set based on your membership level, you can set your bid board preferences. And your bid board preferences basically show you jobs within 100 miles that you can bid on, which is pretty cool. I've tested this out a lot. It's pretty cool. It'll show you basically jobs in your area. Now you can say, I want job, maybe you live right on the border, of a certain state, but your state has a license requirement. You can set it up where you want to go like as far as you can, 150 miles, but you only want to do within the state. So it'll still cover all of that way, if the border's on this side of you. So that's the idea with that. And then payout setup. This is not live yet, but once we go live, you'll be able to set up your payouts through something called Stripe Express. And essentially every Friday it'll release funds to you. There may be some other options through Stripe Express to like release every 2 days or something like that, but it'll be based on your relationship directly with Stripe Express. That's the tool we're using to do payouts. So if you receive a job through the system or you send invoices through the system, everything is paid to you through Stripe. Okay. So sub users, this is how you can like create multiple users on your account. Like Rods is one of my assistants specifically for 123 legal support. She handles that, and she hasn't got it in here yet, but you can see I sent it to her and it's pending. Actually, it looks like there's one active too. I might have sent it twice. So then you just hit save settings, and that's your organization settings. Now these are important. This is one of the places you go for organization settings. The next place you go is on brand tools. And this is where you can get into some really cool stuff. So your organization has a logo. You upload your logo and it'll automatically pull the colors from your logo. If you don't like the colors, just click here and move them around or get your exact color code, put it in. And this is going to become really important because it's going to function all of these other tabs, okay? You got your company information, you fill all that out. You got your business address, which is actually incorrect. I got to update that, but you got your pricing. All right, some people have asked, can I change these timeframes? No, you cannot change these timeframes. These timeframes are set, but you can change the pricing. So if you would normally charge more for, 3 to 5 business days, then you would charge, just make it make sense for you. And the reason why this is because the system has deadlines, it has time frames, it has reminders, and it would be impossible for me to try to connect it to everybody's different time frames. So if you like to use the word routine, guess what? It's on this platform, it's called standard. If you like to use the word rush, it's on this platform, it's called priority. Same day is called urgent. Now, there's reasons why I've changed these, and I can explain it in videos when we're live together, but it does make sense why I've changed it to these specifically. On demand, these types of things you don't have to do. Is also, you can just zero it out. The reason why you would want to do this is because the way the system works is when somebody submits a bid request to you, they see your rate, right? Let's say when the client is ordering online or another member's ordering service, they select standard because that's what they want, right? That's the time frame they want. Now they got to go find a server. Well, because they want standard, it's going to automatically pull, if they do a request from you, it's going to automatically pull whatever rate you have set in your profile as the bid amount. They're going to say, hey, can I get a bid request from you? Will you do it for 147? And if you say yes, you immediately get the job. This is one thing I don't think a lot of people are going to realize until later, but if you realize this quick, you will get the job without a lot of back and forth instead of losing it to somebody else. All right, somebody else, if they put it on the bid board, we'll get into this later, but if they put it on the bid board and you have a lot of counter bidding going back and forth, where there's only one counter bid actually. If they send you a quote request for 147, if you'll do it, because that's what's saved in your profile, and you counter bid with 200 and they reject it and they just hire or they even just hire somebody else, you lost the job. There's no back and forth. They can't do another counter bid. Does that make sense? There's only one. And if you don't have anything in your profile, you have to counterbid because they're requesting service for $0 because that's what you have in your profile. Now they could put in a random arbitrary amount if they wanted to when they send you a quote request. And some people probably will, right? If you have standard here, they might put like 120, and you're like, what the heck? And so you just counterbid with whatever your thing is, 147. This is how business works, one business to another. I notice there's a lot of chatter online about, this company or that company and how they pay and how they treat or whatever. No, you're a business. This is how it treats you, is that you are a business, not an employee. So you get to set your rates. I highly recommend you come in here and set your rates. And I highly recommend that if they require you to serve, your time frames being more immediate, then you should up your fee, and then you can always come down on your fee if you want to. The thing is, some people will just pay your on-demand fee. They'll just pay. A lot of attorneys, they're just like, yeah, do it. They want to see. They want to be dazzled. They want to see if they pay $500. They want to see it served immediately. Proof is signed immediately. It's e-filed immediately, and it's just like the best experience. Like, believe me, a lot of attorneys, a lot of clients want that. And if you can provide that, you'll get paid a premium. Okay. Let's say you just want to use this as a software to enter your jobs. We'll get to that in a future video. But if you just want to use it for a software to enter your jobs and you do not want to receive bids from the directory, that's crazy. But if that's you, click right here and it will remove your profile from the directory and the members list inside the community. Okay. I don't recommend doing this. The directory will pay your membership fee 10 times over, 10 times over. The directory is already ranking. It's gone up. I think it was 2,000 a day. Now it's like 4,000 a day impressions every single day on the website. So it's only going to go up. It'll be 100,000 impressions a day probably by the end of this year. And if that's the case, you're going to be getting 2 or 3 jobs every single day. So it's crazy to me that people aren't jumping on this. It's just because the industry's a little behind the times, but it's okay. It'll come around when they see all their competitors winning so big. Okay. So that's what you need to do. You need to go in and do all your settings. And then once you've done all your settings, come over here to the community and introduce yourself. Because now you have your profile updated, you have your all your details, and then whenever you're active and you're actually inside the community, it'll show you as active. And then people can click on you and see, who's this? Oh yeah, that's that guy. There's nobody in here right now. There's blog posts. All of you guys are welcome to become a contributor. If you want to become a contributor, you simply click on submit for blog review. Put what your blog is about, like 500 words, something like that, and then just submit it as a blog, MPS blog submission like that. Once you do this, it'll automatically go into the admin dashboard where I can review it inside of my blog creation widget, which uses AI very heavily to help us optimize on Google so that we get found on Google. So I will take your article and I will beef it up and we will post it and it will actually give you the credit. So when you go to the blog, when you go to the blog post, it's going to be an article. Say there's a table of contents. It's basically optimized to make Google just salivate over your content. That's the goal here. Everything here is completely Google and AI search summary optimized. So you can see here, I'll give you the credit right here. And what will happen is if they scroll to the bottom and they read your article, they can search, become a contributor. They can, they can make a decision here from here. I think because it's me, it's not putting a profile at the bottom. But I think what I wanted to do, I'm pretty sure, was to have, and I have this on one of them somewhere, where it actually gives you credit. I think it just needs to link to your contributor profile right here with your name, with your company name right here. That's what I'm going to do. I'll add that if it's not already on here somewhere. Let's see. Yeah, it's not showing up. So yeah, that's how it works. Same thing with laws. If there's a law that you have, that you've contributed, let's go to California. So if there's a particular law that you've contributed, it'll give you credit right here. So it's giving my company credit here, 123 Legal Support. If you click on that, it'll take you straight to my profile listing. And you see how it has my rates here? So the client right away, any kind of client that comes to the website, right away they're going to have an idea of how much you charge. So when they click on request bid, they already know roughly how much it's going to be. So when you accept the bid for 147, their expectations are fulfilled. They're already happy, right? They already know roughly where you're located. And then there's no other option for them to contact you except for to request a bid. And then when they come to request bid, they'll it's a different process if they're not logged in. If you're logged in, it takes you to the dispatch screen, which is currently turned off. But it will show all of your jobs, and you can assign jobs to one specific server. You can say, hey, I want to send these 3 jobs to this guy. We'll get to that in a future video. But you can see how it shows, they could change the bid request inside of here. So maybe your standard rate, see how it says urgent, standard. Maybe your standard rate's 147, but they're like, you know what? I want this guy really to accept it for sure. Boom, because it's a little farther out of town, and I know that. So I'm gonna change this, and then I hit submit, and then they'll get all 3 notifications. Let me actually just for the sake of testing, I'm gonna hit send bid request. Okay. Oh, it says my bid credits are unavailable. Let me screenshot that. That was an idea I was going to go down, and I don't think I'm going to do it. Maybe for individual members, they can have certain bid credits, but I don't know. I just don't want to block any kind of usage that could occur. So we'll get to the dispatch screen in the future, but this is a complete timeline for how you can manage your job. We have our AI, which is the smartest process serving AI out there. You just ask a question. How do I serve small claims? California. It'll just, the AI will tell you. It's a little wordy right now. I want to get it to be a little more to the point, but my question was kind of general, I guess. So it gives you certain CCP codes. It says how you could subserve it. It says you can certify mail it in certain cases. Having someone over the age of 18 years old, you can subserve it. If personal service is not possible, documents can be left with a competent member. Yeah, so it gives you the exact rules. It tell you what type of proof of service you need, A little testing here. Nice. SC-104. You need to use the SC-104 form. Must be completed by the person served in documents. Yeah, it's a little wordy because it's trying to be thorough, which I guess is fine. If you're a new process server, like I was looking for this answer. But if the giving more context is really helpful, especially if you're a brand new server. This could literally teach you and walk you through how to serve everything you might want to serve in any state. And I have a complete library of every single courthouse in the country, every single document required for process serving. Later this year, I'm getting ready to release Mighty Docs, and it's essentially a document library just with everything document related, not just legal, everything, and with AI, which is pretty cool. So it's already pretty much built, but I want to focus on Mighty Process Server first. But it's going to bless this platform because it's going to give you guys all the tools that you need, right? So the My Jobs tab, if you guys, I know this is where a lot of you guys are going right away to spend your time. Just a couple quick little tips. You can move your columns around depending on how you like to see things. Maybe you want your client over here. Maybe you want how much you're being paid to be the very first thing. Right? Maybe you want to add when the next attempt is due. It's not showing. I think I have the time frames turned off right now. But the countdown time frames are really powerful. I think they just give some people anxiety. So I'm still figuring out how I want to show that. But basically it counts down. Hey, you got 16 hours to make another attempt. That drives some people crazy. But I think it's really powerful for clients. Clients want to know what to expect. If we make the clients happy, we're all going to win. So attempts, let's put attempts down here, I kind of like status being at the end. So view and job number are always at the end. It's like a sandwich. You can reset to default order. I'm going to save this. So then you can see how many attempts have been made. These are all test jobs. But once you open up a job, you can actually see some details. And you can actually, it looks like this one is not, oh yeah, this one's assigned. Oh, this is bid accepted. Let's see here. Yeah, I've been making lots of changes. Okay, so it's a draft job. It's not saved yet. So you can hit edit. It'll open up the job, pull up the documents. It's saying there's no documents loaded. Yeah, so I've just been testing, adding lots of jobs. The job creation wizard is where I've spent the most time by far. And so you can upload documents. It'll automatically scan them. It'll check for threats. It'll give you warning signs. I'll do another video about that. You guys can click the link up here. I'm actually going to put a link this time up here. If you do not see a little thing pop up, I want you to comment below because I'm the worst at adding those after the fact. Because you do have to add them after the fact. You have to take a video that hasn't been created yet, create it, and then come back to this video and then link it above. It's like one of the hardest things. I think that might be one of the next tools I create that does that. So, okay, that's it for now. Go in there, do your settings, check out the brand tools. Like I said, once you've uploaded your logo and went through your brand tools, on the directory side, your directory listing will start showing up properly. Okay, and then after that, all these other brand tools we're gonna get into later. But let me just say that it's super cool. The brand tools are super cool. I don't know. This is so cool. I think I have to charge more for it. This is something called a tenant site. So for now, for those of you guys that are implementing early, obviously I'm not going to have a gotcha. So if you implement these, you actually use these, I will let you keep them, even when I start charging more for it later. I think what I'm going to do for new people when they come in is the website. It just makes sense to have this like awesome website as a part of it. Just use AI to make you an awesome website. For right now, the websites render as like a template. Like I built this kind of like template site, but it pulls from your brand tools. It pulls from your brand tools. The colors are all from your brand tools. Your logo shows up down here. The only place that says Mighty Process Server is down here. It's all of your business information shows up there. If they hit order now, this is going to have your order form. Currently the order form's shut off, but the order form, if they order through your order form, what will happen is it'll automatically be entered into your system. So as soon as somebody orders on your website that we have built for you, or even just your order page, right? You can actually link your order page onto your main website. And what happens is that order form gets put straight into our system, which is pretty cool. It'll automatically be put in as a new job. Got your field sheet. This is the one that comes with it, but you can customize it based on your brand colors. You can add your company information at the bottom so that Any server that you send a job to will have your contact details. You can remove some contact details if you want. Go incognito if you want. You can add an AI chat widget to your website. If you have another website off of this platform, you can just take this embed code. It's the one here on the bottom. I might actually get rid of these other two. But some websites have like some iframes. It would be better for an iframe widget. But anyway, the chat bubble will actually just show up at the bottom of the website. You can choose to put it on the left-hand side of the website or the right-hand side of the website. You can, if you have like a dark mode kind of website like I do, you could do that, or you could do light mode. And then you just hit generate key, and it'll actually add a new key. See, it'll add a new key, and then you just take the code and paste it into your site. Which is pretty cool. All right, custom website. This is just an order form. Client portal. This is something that's coming later, and then the order form. This is the order form builder that I'm building out right now, and it's pretty cool. I mean, once it's finished, it'll go live on your guys' websites, and you'll be able to just receive online orders, which is really cool. So that's it for now, guys. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm really excited to hear your guys' feedback, and let's keep testing this thing out. Let's make it awesome. And if you're watching the replay of this much later, let us know. Let us know what's different. Comment below what is different about the tool. And are you getting some FOMO? Are there features that are no longer available for free or included in your membership? I'm just curious. All right, thank you guys so much. Take care. Be safe. As always, live mighty.